Hi, Charms. Welcome to the Solidarity Podcast, where we share impactful stories and inspire positive change, where you will empowered. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And today in the studio with me, we have my guys, Misheal and Dolapo.
Hello.
Hi.
Ogban, what's happening?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm perfect.
Yeah.
So, Misheal,
Yep.
I know as an entrepreneur now, my boss, please tell us about the entrepreneurship journey, because I know there's this pressure on 9 to 5. There's this lot of pressure on 9 to 5. Everyone wants to move into the entrepreneurship without understanding what it takes and all that. And you've been there, you're there already. So tell us what's going on, what's the challenges, and how we can make things better, because pressure too.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'm still quite new in the entrepreneurship phase, right? I think people like Tony Lumilo and the likes. I think those are the words you should call the entrepreneurs, right? Yeah, but so the entrepreneurship journey started in, I would say, 2017, 18, thereabouts, right? During that time, we back in Uniben, I attended Uniben. Back in Uniben, there was a lot of entrepreneurship trainings and conferences and all of that going on at that time, right? So there was a lot of conferences in my final year. I was attending a lot of conferences by, there was Tomi Balogun, there was Eddie Wogire. There was a lot of people, coming into school at that time, telling us, and the word entrepreneurship was still very new, to us. So it was a whole lot of new journey that I had to experience. And having left school, I started my first business. Exactly after I graduated from school, right? And I think it was a food business. It was to deliver food to bankers, right? So I had to employ caterers, chefs, delivery and all of that. And that was my first business and also my first flop.
Can imagine. So what inspired you?
Yeah, okay. So at that time, having attended a lot of conferences, a lot of trainings and all of that, at that time, that was about the first Edo State business conclave that happened in Edo State at that time.
Okay.
So I was attending a lot of all of those conferences. So, it was just a whole lot of trainings, being bombarded upon me,
So
it was just something I planned that, okay, you know what, I'm not doing 9 to 5, right? So I started my first business and it flopped after like 5 months.
So you did not do research, you just
No. Okay, so I did research. I did do my due diligence, but there are some unforeseen circumstances, and also you have like the vigor, you want to do this. So there are some things that you probably have seen. One of my issues at that time was delivery and bad roads. Okay. So I started during the rainy season at that time, and the kitchen was quite far from where our customers were, So when immediately the food is done, having to take it to the customers would take a lot of time. There are times rain would fall, the bike guys, delivery guys would have to stay at some point. So
they did not eat the food on the road.
So you could get what that is, right? And there are times when I would have to go by myself. At that time, I think my dad even helped me do delivery at some point. So it was just a whole crazy journey, So at that time, I stopped. I think about 5 months into it, and then after my service, I went for service. After service, I entered the 9 to 5. So it was like a roller coaster. Okay. But I mean, it's having done 9 to 5 for like a year plus, I knew that wasn't my calling, And then I started the digital media and advertising agency, which, I mean, it's about 2 years now, and we are doing good. God is helping us.
It's been a really wide experience.
Yeah, so I think it has been up and down, but I mean, we're still catching our breath, and but I don't tag myself an entrepreneur yet, because there's a whole lot into it. There's a whole lot of learning, and we're still in it.
Okay, that's good. So that means I can get tips from you, because
well. Yeah, the learning never ends. The learning never ends, actually. It never ends. So that's it.
Okay, so I also know that we need quality education, and how quality education shaping and gives us this mindset and all of that, which is good. So, and also there have been less and lesser access to quality education due to some things and all of that. Dolapo, what can you say about the things we are facing on getting access to education, and what can the government or organization do to improve this whole situation?
I'd say, quality education, having access to it is a very vital thing, especially for societal development. It's a catalyst. It spurs individual growth, economic progress, and social cohesion, because education has a way of, bringing diverse communities together. It makes people understand, empathy, tolerance more, because there is this, this critical thinking level that education brings, and it's a very important thing for the society. And we have initiatives, maybe little, and government and, community at large needs to work more on those initiatives. We have the universal basic education program. We have girls code. We have STEM programs too. We have my favorite initiative, these community-based interventions like Slum to School Africa, Teacher for Nigeria. They are really, really amazing, because I remember I attended a community school for like 2 years of my senior secondary school, and it was a whole lot of experience for someone that, was kind of dealing with grief a bit, and also having to, put some sacrifices in place for, my siblings. So I had to leave private school, and I went to a community school, which
can
was
imagine the stress.
So, and funny enough, for a very shy girl, it was a whole lot of eye opener. It was difficult, but then it was also an experience, because we had to. Now, this is where the government comes in, giving grants and all of that. Because I remember the PTA had to, we had to pay 500 naira each.
At that time,
for important teachers, for like chemistry teachers, physics. I remember it's one of the reasons why I didn't, go into the science field department, because they were not, I knew, and I figured that we didn't have enough teachers, and sometimes they just leave suddenly. You get, so the students had to, so the 500 naira each from each student that the PTA came up with. Now we call them PTA teachers.
Okay.
Yeah, that PTA teachers are the important teachers that the community and the school pays, that they employ.
Okay, I think I get.
So it's a very vital thing. Education is something that, and I think also something that would help is, community, school, what's this word I'm looking for? Like coming together, yes. Okay. Especially, to local businesses. So there can be things like local scholarships and all of those things. And also for policy makers, they could work more on doing surveys. So they actually know the unique needs, of each locality. You understand? So that just helps more.
Do you know what just came to my mind now? I just remembered that trending thing about Debbie, that she said something about her child. She's paying 10K per month. Imagine you paying 10K per month. How much is the salary of
exactly?
Yeah, but I think that there is so much. There is like
there is perspective to it,
there is so much that
there are different
that the community and the society can do. I think education is very expensive, so the government still has like a very big role to play. So
okay, very big role.
All right. That also brings me to mention the Solidarity Book Club, because in the book club we are doing, we are raising a fundraiser and organizing for people to be able to get quality education and access to education, because this is a good start. Because every copy you buy, 5% is going to changing the lives of individual. We have manufacturers of this organization and all of that. So we are trying to put this out there. People would see, and also we also need people to come together and would see how we can help other people and all of that.
Yeah, I think that's good, because when I was in secondary school, I also attended a community secondary school.
I can't relate. I'm sorry.
From my GSS1. Okay, so I also had like a similar story, right? When I attended a private school, like primary school, but at some point I think something happened with dad, so money, finance, and all that, so we had to go to like public school. And I think I attended public school, and at some point in JSS3 thereabouts, people came up like initiatives and all of that. They were like, if you're an orphan, or your parents are not doing well and all of that signify, so we can help you pay for your junior WAEC and all of that. So I think initiatives like this, right, I think are what like fills in the gap of what the government is not, what they're not able to do.
I also remember in school, Unit 3 besides, I remember there was a time I don't know them personally, but this group chat, they would send things to group chat.
That's a thing.
And help. They'll be like, this person is dropping out of school maybe because they lost a parent or something. So contribute what you can to support and all of that. And you don't want to see someone because of that. Maybe someone that's in their like final year dropping out of school because of that.
Everyone crowdfunds.
Because you can even imagine, what if I were in this position?
Yeah, you see yourself.
So it's something that just
So you're saying like if someone buys this book.
Oh yes.
Okay. A percentage
goes to an individual, because we have a fundraising, and it's available on Amazon, Seller. We do nationwide delivery.
Oh, nice.
So you can go to stores, grab a copy.
What's the book about, if I may ask?
Okay, that's why you need to get a copy.
Okay.
All right.
That's why I give it. It's very intriguing and very interesting. It talks about the struggles we face in life, and it talks about a whole lot of things. It talks about education, because Dola saying this whole assets, and it brings people together. I feel like if you have quality access to quality education, there's some things it's shaping your mindset.
Definitely.
And you be like, okay, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? It's because you're educated, right? So there's a level of thinking you should have and all that kind of a thing.
True.
So we. That's why we have this club, to enable to bring people together, help them, even those that are going through a lot. Because this country is a lot.
Totally.
All of us are in a lot, but we need to be there for one another. And all of that.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you so much, Misheal and Dolapo. It's nice having you in the studio. Thank you so much for your opinion. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. I believe that should be all we'll take for this episode. And make sure you grab a copy of this book. It's available, and you would like to find out what happened in the story, because there's a lot and there's a suspense. Trust me. Thank you.